Hello, everyone. Welcome to Thursdays at 3. Good old Thursdays at 3. Can't believe it's already Thursday. It's July 1st. I'm your host, Jason Crespin. Welcome to Amarillo Little Theater's live Thursdays at 3. So glad you guys are joining us today. We're going to have a great show with some fantastic guests of the upcoming production of NEWSIES. If you haven't heard, ALT, NEWSIES, it's happening. So I just landed, just a couple, like maybe within the, actually an hour ago, rushed over, and we are setting light cues right now. So we're going to go kind of quick. I'm going to get to our guests because we have a great show and we want to talk to them all about what's going on with our show. Hey, Braden, glad you're watching. But yeah, so we, of course, are busy at the Little Theater. We want to remind everyone that tomorrow our box office will be closed for the 4th of July holiday in observance of that. So if you're needing anything with our box office, contact them today before 5 p.m. If not, you'll have to wait till Monday. Of course, you can always purchase tickets online or do things like that. But if you need to talk to Miss Joe, Liz is off today. So if you need to talk to Miss Joe, call before 5 p.m. A lot of things going on. We want to remind you also on Monday and Tuesday of this upcoming week, auditions for Calendar Girls. It's our first Adventure Space play directed by Terry Wilson. Those are, I did not put my little thing on. Do not disturb. They are going to be at the Adventure Space, 7:30 p.m. Monday or Tuesday. You can come either night to audition. So definitely check that out. More information, of course, is on our website. Definitely also, if you need to get a perusal script, if you want to read that script before those auditions, you can do that by picking one of those up at our ALT box office. Don't forget, they're closed tomorrow, so you got to get one before 5 o'clock today or wait till Monday morning. Always, we want to remind you, season tickets, you can purchase season tickets. I believe they extended the deadline to get your bonus tickets. So if you still want to get your season tickets and get those bonus tickets, do so this week or weekend. Okay, so we're obviously talking about NEWSIES. NEWSIES had a great showing yesterday at Heining on the Square. We're going to bring in our guests. Let's first we've seen him, of course, on stage. You know him as the music director for the Academy. And now he's doing both in this show, Mr. Brandon Bellar. Hey, Mr. Brandon.
Hello, how are you?
I'm tired.
I'm about to say, I bet you are.
Yeah, it's going to be good. I can't wait to talk to you all about my trip. But I can't wait to find out how rehearsals have been going. I missed one rehearsal yesterday. I've missed Act 1 all week because Monday when we ran Act 1, I was driving back from Houston with our printing press that we rented. And then last night I was not at rehearsal, of course, because I was away. But I'm excited to hear how everything's going. But for you, how is the show for you? Let's first put your music director hat on. How's the show going for you music direction-wise?
I told the kids last night, and I said, I really hope I'm not speaking out of turn, but in 13, how many years have we done? 13 years we've been doing this. 13 years of doing this is one of the first times I've felt as happy and secure with where the show's at this point. So musically, it's in really good shape.
Yeah.
Not to give too much away, but these kids are amazing, and the stuff they're singing is not necessarily hard as in part work, but it's hard as in like where it sits in the voice, and it's keeping that energy up and singing while dancing is a challenge. And these kids have just taken it head on. They're doing a great job.
Yeah, no, agreed. I completely agree. The vocals are sounding fantastic while they're dancing, which is great. And we haven't even, added microphones or anything like that, which is great.
I did sit toward the back of the house last night, and I could hear. And I could hear part, and they're not mic'd. So that makes, as a music director, I'll say it eases my nerves first, and then it warms my heart. So
for sure. And we should mention, of course, you are playing Joseph Pulitzer in the show, which is so fun. How has that been for you as getting to be a part of this show with these kids?
I think this is the first actual Academy production that I've been in. We did the collab for Hairspray, and that was fun. This has been, I think the kids kind of, they see one side of me all the time, which is business. We're here to work. I'm here to teach you. I'm here, and so I think a little bit on stage, some of these people I'm in scenes with have seen that like Mr. Brandon is kind of, he can be kind of funny and relaxed, and it's not all business. But that part's been fun to be able to sing on stage with these kids that I've taught. That's always fun, and to just kind of have to be able to wear a different hat. So
sure. For sure.
I think you and I laughed one night about Ensemble Jason and Ensemble Brandon being
Yeah, Ensemble Jason's a troublemaker. There's many times when Michaela got mad at a group of kids, and I'm like, oh, that was because I was talking to them. So probably not the best example all the time, but
I mean, I like to be prepared and I like to be professional, but this is the other reason we do it, is because it's fun and we can have fun, and I like to have fun backstage, and I'm not going to get too out of hand, but I think the appropriate amount's good. I have missed you, I will say, in I've missed you the past Act 1 rehearsals because I don't have my Nunzio.
So I get to cut your hair, which is fun.
I just pretend to get a quarter out or whatever and tip you, even though you're not there, and give you the dirty look.
I love it. I love it.
Back Friday.
I can't wait for tomorrow when we get to do our full run and I get to be back in Act 1. So fun connection with our next two guests, which is an odd connection I probably should not have made because they're going to be weirded out by it a little bit. But let's bring on one Tre Butcher, who plays Jack Kelly, who has played your son in the Full Monty. There's Tre. And then now we're going to bring on Alexis Bodkin, who's playing your daughter in this current show. So technically y'all are related.
Whoa. One big, happy, incestuous family.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Let's move on.
I was like, great. They both have. Brandon has played both of their parents now, so that cracks me up. I love it. Tre and Alexis, how are you doing today?
Doing good.
Yeah, good. Tell us first. Okay. Let's talk first about what the show is about, just in case nobody has seen the 1992 movie, or of course the Broadway musical that is now on Disney Plus. Tre, give us a little rundown of what this musical is about.
Yeah, so it's following the newsboys strike of 1899, back when the I don't know what to call them, but Pulitzer and Hearst raising the prices of papes and making it more difficult for newsies to make the same amount of money that they live on a daily basis. And kind of shows the neglection they faced and the hardships they face as they went on strike and overcame these two villains, if you will.
Yeah. I play a villain at 1.2, so we're like, villain party, like villains unite. The villains really are the best part of the show. We adults think that, And then Alexis, so who do you play in the show?
I play Catherine Plummer, or Pulitzer, and she's a young journalist, which I think it's cool because she's a female journalist who's young in the 1800s, which is a big deal.
Yeah.
And she's she's a little neurotic, I like to say. Her mind kind of runs at like a mile a minute.
Sure.
But she's also very compassionate, and she really wants to help these newsies out in however she can.
Oh, for sure. And it's great because they did a good job when they had the movie, the 92 version. There was a reporter, and then there was Davey, who plays basically the new kid that's having to work with his little brother to sell papers. He had a sister. And they kind of combined those two roles into this love interest of Catherine, which I'm with for sure. There are a lot of things that I'm not happy with from the 90 that I've lost from the 92 movie because I grew up in the 1992 movie. So, the lyrics are wrong, I feel like, all the time that I sing, but it's fine. And then Tre, of course, expand a little bit more about who Jack Kelly is.
Yeah, so Jack Kelly is kind of like the leader of the Newsies, kind of telling them what to do, kind of the inspiration for the strike. He's a huge dreamer. He has, he's kind of too much of a dreamer at times. He has trouble keeping his feet on the ground. And so throughout the show, it's kind of him coming to terms with, what makes him happy, where is he meant to be in life, as he is guiding his Newsies through this strike.
And how is it for you guys having not only this show, but I mean, it was delayed. Like you guys, were hoping to do it last summer. What was the anticipation before you finally got to audition and be a part of this show?
Me first?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Well, I remember as soon as I got into high school, I was always saying I want to do Newsies before I graduate from the academy. I want to do Newsies so bad. And so when it was announced, I was super pumped automatically. I was like, heck yeah, I'm auditioning, like no question. And then it got canceled. And so I was like, oh man, am I not going to get to do Newsies? I've always wanted to do this show. And then we came back and we're having the opportunity to do it, and we got to audition. So yeah, it was like no hesitation. Of course, I was coming to auditions for this.
What about you, for you, Alexis?
I was really excited when they announced Newsies because I knew how much of a dance-heavy show it was. And since I started in the academy, dancing was usually my strong suit of
Sure.
the three. So I was really excited, and then it got canceled, and I was like, oh, that sucks. But then when I found out that it was going to be probably the last show that I got to do in the academy, I was really excited, especially to come back to all that dancing. It made me very excited to audition.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah. Well, I mean, and the dancing, we talked to Beth last week about it, of course, but there's so much dancing in the show, and in a weird way, like kind of a blessing that we had an extra year to like look at dancing and to really kind of expand on y'all, you know, taking tap classes or just dance classes in general, which I think has been helpful for sure. I know that all of us are in the audience when you guys are out there dancing. It's absolutely fantastic. I'm like so jealous. I want to be out there with y'all. I know Tre's like, I want to be in King of New York, and he's not in that episode.
Yeah, King of New York's my favorite number, and I don't get to be in it. It makes me so sad.
Well, sorry for you.
Well, yeah, leave, so.
yeah, you're fine. You're fine. I think you're way okay. What do you guys do, Brandon included? What do you guys do whenever you guys are tackling a role? You know, do you immediately look at, you know, the 92 movie or the Broadway show? I mean, there's so many examples now of these characters, or do you try to find your own kind of way of finding this character that you, the three of you play? Like, what's your process, I guess, to bring these characters to life? Let's start with Alexis. Ladies first.
Thanks. I definitely, before auditions, rewatched the Broadway version that's on Disney. Just because she's perfect in that show. She does it great. But I don't think I watched it again after I got the part, just because I wanted to try not to copy her.
Sure.
I wanted to have my own ideas and opportunities, but for sure. And then going online and just reading about the strike in general and the actual history of it, just to get a better understanding.
Yeah, that's what's just so crazy to think about. Like, this really happened. You know, these kids, we've shown you guys pictures of like how young these kids were. It's just insane to think about. What about you, Tre?
So I've been obsessed with Newsies for a while. It's kind of been like my guilty pleasure show growing up. It was the first musical I ever listened to. And like all through middle school, I was obsessed with the 92 movie. I watched it like at least, 10 times a year. And so I definitely kind of had an idea of, after being cast, what I wanted for Jack. And so kind of trying to find a balance between, well, I don't want to do exactly what Jeremy Jordan's doing. I don't want to do exactly what Christian Bale is doing, but I really like how they both portray the character. So
sure.
Kind of trying to find like a healthy balance between the two, the big eccentric Broadway Disney, and then the movie Disney where he's a little more laid back and cool. Definitely kind of finding that balance for sure.
Yeah, no, yeah, for sure. Jeremy Jordan, of course, is iconic for this role because it kind of made him, he did this right after Bonnie and Clyde the same season. But he's definitely known for this role. And we talked about that in rehearsals where it's like, well, let's see Tre Butcher's version of Jack Kelly, which is, I think, important to do whenever we tackle all these characters. What about for you, Mr. Brandon?
It's kind of the same thing. I did a little bit of research on Pulitzer just historically, just to see who he was, what kind of a guy he was. And you kind of come to figure out the real character is not really anything. The man was a control freak. So there are similarities. As far as, what really happened between he and the Newsies and the union, that there's a lot of, I think, creative liberty taken there, because somebody has to be a villain. And I think kind of the cool part about this character is he has an arc. So, he hits the top of it.
Yeah.
And then you see at the end where it's a line in there, it's one thing to have a hard heart. It's another to have a soft head. He wasn't a stupid man, but I did some research on who he was. And there's some interesting stories. He really did have a rivalry with Teddy Roosevelt. His paper broke in the 1900s, this paper broke a story where the federal government had given, I don't want to misquote, I think it was like $40 million to Panama, some canal that had to do with the Panama Canal. So that company that had to do with the Panama Canal. And his paper broke that, which kind of really put him at odds with the government. So I did a little bit of that kind of research. I had seen the musical. My kids saw it once. And then we've seen it almost weekly until this started. And I'm like, and I finally said, okay, I love you and I love the show, but I need us to not watch it at home. But I did watch the show, and I really liked what the few things I've seen. But I always kind of just take it in my own direction, or try to. The biggest thing for me is always trying to find a voice and where the character's voice sits, because my voice has a higher timbre, and then, but to get the attention of Pulitzer's doesn't. Also, I have to think, what does he want? Which I think is kind of interesting too, especially with my relationship with Catherine. His relationship with Catherine, there's really not much there, but you have to build that backstory to kind of make that make sense. And I love that, there's a nice little moment that we found out we added the other night that I think is going to be really kind of cool. I love that, and it just kind of helps tell the story. But I think just kind of doing the research, knowing what people were like in that time, a period piece, but it also has to be fun, and the characters, it's a musical. So, I'm not trying to approach this like something that's really serious.
Right.
So there have to be those funny and redeeming moments with the character as well.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm excited, one, just for everyone to see obviously y'all's performances and vocals and stuff like that, but I'm really excited just to have all of you guys on stage with Brandon and Beth, and it's so much fun to see you guys interact with them. I'm having a blast interacting with you guys. So it's so fun to have that moment. And of course we have other actors in our show that are part of our adult ensemble, if you will, and all of them have been so much fun to work with, and I think are going to turn in fantastic performances all around. For this show, let's talk real quick. You guys had, I was so sad to miss it, but we were supposed to do it last year. Then, of course, everything got canceled. So we did High Noon on the Square yesterday, where you guys got to kind of do a sneak peek of the show, some dance numbers and scenes. How did that go yesterday for you guys?
It was great. It was so much fun.
And it looked like there was a lot of people.
Yeah, there was a few people.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Alexis? Sorry, I cut you out.
Well, it was just nice that it wasn't super hot, because in the past it's been horribly hot. So that was nice.
It's a wrong time to freeze Jason.
Maybe he'll come back. I will say, until he unfreezes, I had people who had just seen people randomly post on Facebook yesterday, and they're like, "Hey, we didn't know about this. We need to get tickets to this show." So So there's going to be a buzz about it. And I think you guys will be really surprised after the first weekend how much of a buzz you get. And I think you guys don't get a scope, because we get to see in the audience as your directors what's going on stage, and it's always hard when you can't see what you're doing. You know what I mean? Like, you can't see the zoom out on your work, and you guys are doing some really cool, awesome work. But it's gonna generate a lot of buzz, and it's gonna start selling once people really start seeing that. But y'all had a lot of compliments, and everything looked great and sounded great yesterday too.
Well, thank you. It was really nice, getting to give a sneak peek to some people and get to actually do some performing and tease it a little bit. It was really, really fun doing that.
Yeah, I'm really excited about all the promotional stuff that we're getting to do, like High Noon, and then we get to be in the Canyon Parade, which is always a good thing. Really exciting. I'm excited. It's gonna be good.
I was getting the trailer ready for you guys today, so.
Oh, really? Okay, nice.
I think Beth's gonna come get that tomorrow, and I think she's gonna kind of head up decorating committee for that. I would have no clue. We didn't have home in my school. I don't know I wouldn't know how to do it. So, yeah, there's a lot of cool opportunities with this show too.
I hope it's not too hot on Saturday. It's
been nice. It's been rainy.
We have the Texas costumes.
Oh,
those guys are tough.
Yeah, no kidding.
There he is.
Yay!
He made it back.
Y'all, our Wi-Fi. Sorry, I had to join on my phone. I was like, I hope they're still on, and I hope that they are still talking about Newsies.
We're actors. That's what we do.
Yeah,
We just kept it going.
Can you hear me okay?
totally acting the entire.
Good job. Well done. I knew you would. I knew you guys would be fantastic. Okay, I'm going to shift down so you can see me better. Okay. Okay, wait, real quick before I die with this internet. I wanted to do a quick sneak peek. I have sneak peek photos that you guys have yet to see. We have, we'll, of course, will be in the paper this Sunday. Talking about, of course, we're talking about Newsies, July 9th through the 18th. If you don't have tickets, you still can get tickets at our ALT box office, 806-355-9991. Of course, visit our website, amarillotheater.org. But Shay over at Amarillo Globe News has taken some great photos for us. A sneak peek of our set. Let me pull this one up real quick.
Yo, whoa, that looks cool.
Isn't that such a cool picture?
That is so cool.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, I love that. Just kind of a teaser, if you will. Then let's just do a quick tease. Oh my gosh, people are texting. Okay, let me do a quick tease of our. There's Mr. Jack Kelly.
Look like a train conductor.
Coming up, hopefully.
Oh, cool.
I clicked on it. Did you say you look like a train conductor?
Yeah, I got the little. I do. A cool train conductor, like a really, really cool train conductor.
I think that was just one of the test photos. Oh, there we are.
I like the costume. It looks great.
Yeah, I think it was.
Nice.
Yeah, shout out to Leanne Crandall doing all of our costumes. She's done an absolutely fantastic job. Sorry, y'all, my Wi-Fi is horrible over here. Then let's do a sneak peek of the Newsies.
Oh,
Yeah.
awesome.
Our Newsies are fantastic, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
These guys bring so much energy every
You know
night.
what?
The Newsies in the show are insanely good. They bring so much energy every night. It really brings everything to another level when they come with that much energy, you know?
Oh, completely. When everyone's on, it's on for
Yeah.
sure. And when you guys are off, you're off.
Very much so.
We can tell when you're tired. When y'all are like, nah, we're not really. And it's like, no, we need more. We need you guys to be on.
Yeah, this show you can't drop at all. That's the hard part about the show. It's like that train takes off, and
What would you guys say? What would you want all audiences? Oh, go ahead.
I think you're delayed because I had stopped. I was saying the energy in the show, just once it starts, you don't. It's like a train that's going, and you don't get off. You can't get off. There's no stops.
100%.
There you go.
It's like when you're like back to you in the studio.
The news channel.
Back to you in the we're like that right now. I was gonna say though, tell me what is one thing that you guys all hope audiences take away when they come see Newsies, when they get to come see this show in the next couple of weeks.
I'll go first. My big thing for this show, I love how much it showcases the power of the youth and young people and the change that they can really make in the world. So I think that that'll be a really big deal for kids seeing the show, just seeing people their age making such a difference, and the fact that it was a true story is a big takeaway for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Echoing what Alexis says.
Yeah.
Alexis said, just the fact that the youth does have power, and we should fight injustice when we see it. Another message I hope audience take away is all of us. We should always keep our eyes on the stars, but our feet on the ground. I think it's really important to dream big, but also, live life and be realistic. It can be disappointing at times, but that's part of life.
Yeah, I think that's well spoken. I mean, I think the other thing too is, the power of what the collective group can do. even with little or no formal education. So I mean, I think it's also a story of camaraderie and friendship, and what you can do when you put your mind to something and really stand up for something. So I think that I think when Alexis has a line that says "They got old, that is not a mistake we'll be making." I think too, it's not that people get old; is that I think we're not present, and I think we just kind of miss sometimes what's still right there. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
is he gone? I
don't know if he's gone. But if he is, it looks like we're acting again, guys.
There he is.
Oh, yes. Hey.
Okay, just a mild heart attack.
It's gonna be a miracle if I get stay in this broadcast with this Wi-Fi. I'm so sorry, y'all.
All good.
And I'm probably on a delay. I'm just gonna put up comments. Shelly there. Yes, Honeymoon on the Square performance was fantastic, which is great. Sherry says, y'all holding open auditions. We already had auditions for Newsies, but we have open auditions for the rest of our season. We'll have Sound of Music coming up. And then, of course, our academy classes will start up where all of our shows will be open. Who any academy students who are in classes can audition for those. Jenny says, your high noon performance was wonderful. Very excited to see the show and kick off a new great academy season. Oh, so true. Oh, Carla says, frustrating, I'm sure, about my Wi-Fi. No, I can't even click on it. Hold on. Wait for it. There it goes. Frustrating, I'm sure, but amazing for us. I love it. Well, we want to remind you, I'm gonna switch gears real quick. Don't forget. Newsies, July 9th through the 18th. If you do not have your tickets yet, what are you waiting for? You can get season tickets right now. You can use those season tickets if you'd like. But this show is going to be absolutely fantastic. You're not going to want to miss not only Brandon and Tre and Alexis' performance, but the whole cast. They're doing absolutely amazing job. The vocals, like Brandon has talked about, Beth's choreography, Michaela has done a great job as well. So I gotta hurry up and wrap this up because I gotta go back to helping set lights. And also, before I throw my phone out the window with this Wi-Fi, for my sake of being calm. But thank you, Brandon and Tre and Alexis, for being on Thursdays at 3 today. And we'll see you. I know some of us have Fight Call at 6:30, and then I have a costume fitting at 7. So we'll see you guys tonight at rehearsal.
All right. Thanks for having us.
See you tonight.
Bye, guys.
All right. Bye, y'all.